Good morning, students. Today's topic, journal proper. Now, what is the meaning of journal proper? Before understanding what is the meaning of journal proper, we divide journal, first of all, into two parts. One is special journal or subsidiary books. And the next one is journal proper or general journal. Now, when I am saying special journal or subsidiary books, what are they? They are that part of journal which includes cash book, single column, double column, triple column, as well as petty cash book, day books, that is purchase day book, sales day book, where we record all credit transactions, purchase return day book and sales return day book, as well as bills receivable book and bills payable book. Then whatever is left over in these special journals or in these subsidiary books, those are recorded in journal proper. So this is the meaning of journal proper. And what type of transactions we record over here? Opening entries, closing entries, and all this. First of all, you understand why it is required to open a journal proper. Think of an example. If we make 20 transactions in a day, in a year, suppose 300 days the work is going on, and every transactions are being recorded in our simple journal or general journal or journal proper, our journal will become very voluminous. It will be quite difficult to open the transaction, such a voluminous book. That is why we have divided the journals into different subsidiary books or in the special journals. Right? For cash transactions, cash book. For credit transactions, all day books, credit purchase and sale and returns. And for bills payable and bills receivable book, also we have separate book for bills payable and bills receivable transactions. But still some of the transactions are left, which has to be recorded, which are neither cash transactions nor day book transactions, means nor credit transactions. Those transactions are to be recorded in this type of special journals. And this journal is nothing but journal proper or general journal. Let's understand what are the different types of general journal or journal propers. If a definition comes, you have to give an example. That's why an example is given over here, at least one example. But what are the different types of entries which we record in this journal proper? They are opening entries, closing entries, rectification entries, transfer entries, and adjustment or adjusting entries. Before going with all of them, we will start with the first one, that is the opening entries. Opening entries, we know our accounting year closes on 31st March, and again it reopens on which date? Again it reopens on 1st April. So accounting cycle, that word is so very important. You remember accounting cycle? Accounting cycle states that whatever transactions which we close this year needs to be opened the next year. And because of this accounting cycle, we have the opening journal entries. To maintain the accounting cycle, because of this accounting cycle, we have the opening journal entries. Think for an example. Suppose we have closed our books, our assets, liabilities, capital, etc. And again next year we need to open them. So to need to open them again, a separate journal entry is passed. That is how the accounting cycle, which goes on and on and on, is maintained. This accounting cycle is maintained by these opening entries. And then what is this opening entries is all about? Opening entries are recorded in the beginning of the financial year to open the books of accounts by debiting all the assets and crediting liabilities and the capital appearing in the balance sheet. Liabilities means capital even. Capital is the owner's liability. That means business's liability towards the owner. So all the assets we have to debit. All the assets we have debit and all the liabilities we have credit. Even capital being liability is to be credited. Let's understand these things with an example. So let's understand these things with an example. So this is one example. Some Messrs. Asset has the following closing ledger balances on 31st March 2020. Building 10,000, debtors 5,000, stock 2000, creditors 6,000, capital 11,000. Pass the opening journal entries on 1/4/2020. Let's see the opening date 1/4/2020. See the closing date 31st March. Opening date is the 1st April. Now on 1st April, these are the assets, building data stock. So we have 10,000, 5,000, 2,000, 17,000 assets. And we have a capital given 11,000 and creditors given 6,000. So 17,000 in the credit side, 17,000 in the debit side. So being the last year's balances brought forward. And we have our opening journal entry. When we have learned the opening journal entry, students, we should go little variation. When we purchase somebody's business, then also we almost pass the same type of entry. It's type of opening, like something we are buying the assets, we will be debiting it. We will be acknowledging the liabilities that will be credited. Whenever we buy business, it is very much common that we may give less money or more money than how much assets we are getting, or how much liabilities we are acknowledging. For this example, let's understand this example. Messrs. Asset purchase business of Messrs. Bayed with purchase consideration of 15,000. Purchase consideration means Asset is paying Bayed 15,000 for what? For buying its assets as well as acknowledging its liability. So in the books of asset, we have what? Journal entries in assets book. We have the assets which we have to debit. Assets need to be debit. So when we are debiting the assets, what we have? Building account debit 10,000, building account debit 10,000, then debtors account debit 2,000, and then we have stock account debit. We have stock account debit 2,000. So we have bought these things 10, 5, 15 to 17,000, and we have acknowledged the liability of 6,000 of creditors, and then we have paid the purchase consideration to Mrs. Bayed. So two purchase consideration, or two Mrs. Bayed actually we will be writing, which we will be paying later on. When we will be paying, we will be writing Bayed account debit to cash, Bayed account debit to any other asset which we are giving him. Just Bayed to cash, suppose. And this is a credit transaction. That means we have to pay later on to Bayed. That's why this Bayed is coming 15,000 credit. So when we are adding the credit side 21,000 and our adding the debit side, which is nothing but only 17,000, we have a balancing figure. This balancing figure is 4,000. You know that our debit must be equal to our credit. That's why we got a balancing figure. And this balancing figure will be termed as goodwill. That means we are getting less value of assets, but we are giving more money. Now, when we are giving more money, what for we have given the more money? To get the intangible asset. I'll say you one example. Suppose Coca-Cola company has purchased Thumbs Up in 6,000 crore, in which only 1,000 crores were for the assets of Thumbs Up, the physical assets, and rest of 5,000 crores was only because of the goodwill, patent right, and copyrights of Coca-Cola. So you understand the intangible assets they have got. That means they are paying more, they are getting less physical assets, but they have got the intangible asset. That may not be given in the sum. That will be a balancing figure. Similarly, if what happens if our payment is lesser than what assets we have got? See, in the same sum, same type of sum, same we have purchased and all. So we have purchased the assets of 17,000. But we are making a payment of only 9,000 and acknowledging a liability of 6,000. That means 15,000 we are making the payment, and 17,000 we got the asset. 2,000 is the profit this business is making. This 2,000 is not usual profit. This 2,000 is not frequent profit. It's infrequent profit. And this is for getting some assets and assets. That means from capital profit they are termed as. So infrequent profit by selling of assets and the profit is made. That infrequent profit will be not termed as profit and loss, but it will be termed as capital reserve. So this capital reserve is the profit of asset. So in the books of asset, journal entry in assets book, we have nothing but this profits. This profit is the profit is the 2,000, which is capital reserve. Being business purchase, capital reserve is 2,000. So this is our opening journal entry, students, and this is your homework, which you must do. Over here, you have a capital, which is unknown figure. You know that accounting equation, asset is equal to liability plus capital. Loan is a liability, bills payable is a liability, and assets are there. You can easily get the capital figure. and you can easily do the journal entry. If you cannot, or you can, then please write in the comment, I will check it. Subscribe my channel as well as press the bell icon so that whenever I will upload new videos, you will directly get it. Hope you will like this video. Thank you, students.